Well, there should be an alarm going off right about now. Just wait for it. Are you waiting? Still waiting? Well, the alarm's not going off, but that has to do with me using the F-bomb. Probably way the hell too much that I do, but hey, I am so friggin' pissed off. Not only me, but Canadians throughout the country. And then you got this happening in other countries, predominantly Western countries, where the people are getting really fucking sick and tired of these, I don't know what the hell you want to call them, who are trying to destroy our lives, and they're doing a damn fine job of it. Take a look at what's happening in Europe with the farmers. We don't see it on TV. You know why? Because if they were to show it regularly, like what's happening today, what's happening tomorrow, this weekend, oh, look at all the protests. They're happening from one country to another. People are getting sick and tired of fed up. They can't show that to you because people in Canada would go, well, holy Christ, we better do something. No, it's best just to, have news that you don't report. Isn't that fucking unreal? That things happen in the world. Now, when I was younger, news meant news. It didn't matter, and I do remember back, because I'm that friggin' old, Vietnam War. And the news would show the tragedy of what war was like continually. I mean, I remember it was a big time or a big event in those days, live broadcast. Holy shit, live from the trenches in Vietnam, and people are getting killed. Men, women, children, soldiers, not soldiers. War is a dirty business. But then you get some piece of shit like here in Canada, we got Trudeau, who is just all so gung-ho for Ukraine, for war, for supplying more weapons, even though the only thing it will result in is more people dying. That's it. I mean, the war could have been avoided a year ago, more than a year ago. But it's not only Trudeau, but we got this little piece of shit, Pipi Le Pew, as I call him, Pierre Poilievre. He's a spitting image of Trudeau when it comes to this foreign policy. It's not even a foreign policy. Look, we're going to send Ukraine a lot of weapons. We're going to support them. Billions and billions of fucking Canadian dollars while Canadians suffer. But boy, is it going to be good for the military-industrial complex. All those things, they're going to have to blow up, and then we're going to have to supply them some more before they surrender, and then we're going to have to rebuild the fucking country that we helped destroy. I mean, what a piece of crap.
With the Canadian-Ukrainian community that goes back decades and even longer. It was the conservative.
Did you catch that? Little Skippy, the piece of shit, was going to say the Canadian, and then he changed it to the Conservative Party because our political system is all about the parties, and they're no different from each other. They are party politics. It's not what's good for the country, not what's good for you and I. It's party time.
Government of Stephen Harper that moved to kick Putin out of the G8, making it the G7. It was the Conservative Party that first recognized Ukraine's independence from the then Soviet Union in 1991. It was the conservative government that first provided military aid to Ukraine 2014, a decade ago, when the other parties refused to support it. And it will be conservatives who will continue to stand with the Ukrainian people now against the illegal, unjustifiable, and ego-driven bloodshed initiated by Vladimir Putin and the Russian military. We've opposed this invasion from the start, and we will oppose it until the end. We will oppose it, and we will support the Ukrainians in their courageous battle against the Russian invasion, and we will do it with real, solid, and material support. This war will not for freedom and the freedom of the Ukrainian people will not be won by press releases, announcements, and photo ops. It must be won with substance. So we appreciate when the government announces sanctions. But we will speak out again and again against our government for allowing Canadian-made detonators to go to Russia and be used in explosives against the Ukrainian people. That is wrong. We will stand up and speak out against the news that just came out this week. The Canadian electronics have found their way into Russian drones that are being used to target Ukrainians. We spoke out when the Canadian government signed an export permit for Putin to take a Montreal refurbished turbine and put it in his pipeline so that he can pump gas into Europe and make money to fund his war machine. We will stand up every day in every way in favor of the export of 83,000 CRV-7 missiles that the Ukrainian government has asked for. We are not using them anyway. They're being disposed of here in Canada The Ukrainian military has made it clear that it can use these missiles to fight this war. We call on the Canadian government to immediately make these 83,000 missiles available.
Well, this little shit's got blood in his eyes. He's too stupid or doesn't care about taxpayers to say, what the hell did Canada need 83,000 CRV-7 ground attack rockets? Who the fuck are we at war with? What are we doing with them? Oh, well, we're going to sell them. We're going to sell them to somebody that wants them. Oh, but little dum-dum. Nobody wants those used, well, they're not used, you can't use them. Those old missiles, rockets they are. Nobody wants them. We built them. No war came. No war. No buyers came. Maybe we should just give them to Ukraine. It'd be cheaper than, getting them handled and destroyed and whatever else they do to them. It'd be cheaper. Let's just hand them over to Ukraine. So you and I, the fucking taxpayers, pay the shit, and then we store it. First of all, the question is, what the fuck did we build them for? Second of all, why were they stored? Third is, now we're just gonna give them away because we're such good people. We believe in the rule of law, and the law is do as we say, not as we do, you stupid rest of the world. Oh, you can tell I'm really pissed off. By the way, looking at cars still, the tax in BC, 12%, that really fucking adds up. Can you imagine how much more sales they would have if the taxes were cut? And what are those taxes for anyway? I'm sorry, I get carried away because I go where my mind goes. We are inseparable, I would say. Anyway, maybe these people should be inseparable.
Available to the Ukrainian people in the defense of their land.
Little monkey friend.
That monkey is smarter than the fucking politicians in parliament and governments. In many wars, even the animals get killed. I don't want to see them get killed. I love animals. And then for old people, this, by the way, is a Trump commercial.
Angels care so much, visiting angels, America's choice in home care.
Evident with the unnecessary billions of dollars in foreign aid we have given specifically to Ukraine. So what is going to be the solution to fix all of that spending?
Thank you very much, Gully. Appreciate it. I like that question. I like this guy. I can tell.
You wouldn't be in favor of giving $60 billion more for Ukraine because they said without that money, Ukraine will definitely lose the war, which would then empower Vladimir Putin and endanger our allies.
I feel very bad. Remember this. You're really up against a war machine in Russia. Russia, what they do? They defeated Hitler, they defeated Napoleon. They're a war machine. They're a much bigger country. Orban, who I think is a fantastic guy. A lot of people don't like him because he's a little bit on the tough side. He is the Prime Minister of Hungary. And he said, and he came out very strongly, they asked him, what's going on? The whole world is collapsing. He said, if the United States elects Donald Trump, it'll all end. Everybody was afraid of Donald Trump. It'll all end. And I believe that's true.
The position of Hungary was the very first moment that this war is the failure of diplomacy. It should have never happened, that war outbreak. So looking what's going on the front line, for us, it's obvious that the battlefield solution does not work. So whoever right and whoever not, you rightly describe the situation that Russia invaded Ukraine, but the question is not who invaded whom, the question is what will be the next morning. The next morning, the fact is that more and more people will die, and there is no chance to have a victory on neither side. So this is a war which just deprive many persons from lives without having results.
But surely you can't, we can all agree that the diplomacy before Ukraine was not successful.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the state, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banker, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things is going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Power and the money, money and the power. Minute after minute, hour after hour, everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me?
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. What truly matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people. is as angry as he gets. All of this has happened.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. You are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. 2024 is the final battle to save our country from destruction. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you.
Oh, I don't care what people are going to say about this, but I believe that the 2020 election was stolen. Was stolen. That's not denying the election or whatever. Oh, there was an election. There were results. It just was fake. And I am really surprised how many Canadians got their friggin' heads up their ass still thinking that Donald Trump's the worst thing to humanity, even after they see the shit going on in the world. It's like, I see nothing, I hear nothing, I say nothing, la 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 la. Yeah, it's absolutely asininely stupid. And our media is to blame to a large extent. Many Canadians, but this can apply to people in the Western countries, don't know what the fuck is going on because their media is a tool used against them by the elite. You know, the ones that profit off wars and off vaccines and off food. That's going to be another Lulu. So, we don't know what's going on. It's fine with the government and the media. It's just their little puppet, their little hand puppet. Someone's got their hands up CBC's ass. Europe is a much smaller area than, say, Canada, Russia, even the U.S., and as such, the people are really concentrated together. They're small area, a lot of people, they get together, they talk politics, they talk about life, they talk about stuff. And that is bad news for governments, because a population that keeps its mouth shut, doesn't say nothing, is just the right thing for the liberal, globalist, woke pieces of crap. But man, I tell ya, it's going to be a rough summer. You're going to see the food prices go up. You're going to see energy. You're going to see so much bad stuff that you're going to be getting on your knees begging for Trump to come back and maybe even come into Canada. That's crap, man. It's really crap. By the way, I do love the way Europeans spread shit all over the parliaments and stuff because that's what they deserve. Yes, I said it. They deserve what they get because all the hard-working people, farmers getting up in the morning, other people working, They're not respected.
Farmers across Germany
Time
converged
for
in Berlin
payback,
to join
and it's a
giant
bitch.
protest. Some 3,000 tractors, 2,000 trucks, and an estimated 10,000 people crammed the avenue leading to Berlin's Brandenburg Gate. They're protesting against the government's plans for higher taxes on farming operations and for fair prices for their products. The protests have put pressure on Chancellor Olaf Scholz's coalition as it struggles to fix a budget mess. Facing fierce backlash, the government has already agreed not to scrap a tax rebate on new agricultural vehicles. But farmers, with the vocal backing of the opposition Conservatives and the far right, say this doesn't go far enough.
Warum ist es? Hier geht es die Zukunft der deutschen Landwirtschaft. Ich bin Jahrgang 66, mein Sohn ist Jahrgang 2003, befindet sich aktuell in der landwirtschaftlichen Ausbildung. Und für ihn und für seine Kumpels bin ich heute hier und streiten dafür, dass wir auch in Zukunft noch eine deutsche Landwirtschaft haben und nicht, dass wir alles irgendwie aus den nächsten EU-Ländern oder aus Südeuropa oder Südafrika, Südamerika nach hierher importieren müssen.
Es darf keine Sonderopfer geben, da stimmen wir überein. Aber alle müssen ihren Beitrag leisten. Die Staatshilfen und die für die Krise reduzierten Mehrwertsteuersätze laufen aus. Der Agrardiesel entfällt nicht sofort. Die Rückerstattung wird in den nächsten Jahren nur schrittweise abgebaut.
Die Subventionen wollen die Landwirte gar nicht. Die Subventionen sind in Brüssel mal entschieden worden oder auch in Berlin oder in Hannover. Die Bauern wollen faire Preise für ihre Produkte zu fairen Preisen und auskömmlich muss es sein. Weil Subventionen, das hat immer einen Beigeschmack.
Ich kann Ihnen heute nicht mehr staatliche Hilfe versprechen aus dem Bundeshaushalt. Aber wir können gemeinsam dafür streiten, dass Sie wieder mehr Freiheit und wieder mehr Vertrauen für Ihre Arbeit erhalten. Ich bin Jäger. Ich bin schon fertig, wenn ich den Pferdestall einmal ausgemistet habe. Deshalb weiß ich, was das für eine Arbeit ist, es den ganzen Tag und jeden Tag zu machen.
Die Regierung hat es in der Hand. Zu viel reicht. Wenn die Bundesregierung die Steuererhöhungspläne zurücknimmt, dann gehen wir mit den Treckern von der Straße. Solange sie das nicht tut, werden wir weiter unser Grundrecht auf Demonstration in Anspruch nehmen.
If you don't think that circumstances, life, things will improve in the next year, the years ahead, then you have to ask and answer it for yourself. What the fuck are we protecting or putting up with these politicians? You know, the ones that think of themselves as we know. Well, I'd like to give them something to know, like, get the fuck out of here. That's the angry Canadian. I'm really pissed.